DJ, hit me.
It's the fighter and the kid. The kid is smaller than the fighter until he takes his pants off. And the fighter's got a really tiny head, which means his brain isn't as big as mine. So listen to me closer. Listen to me closer. Da. What a shitty song that was.
Nah, I liked it, man.
Was it?
I liked it.
Thanks,
I'd like a little more energy next time,
I wanted
maybe.
to bring it down because I wanted it to be a very special and personal fighter and the kid.
Yeah?
I don't think our fans really know us. I think they need to get to know us a little better. I want to talk about things like, I don't know, personal stuff.
Whoa.
Dating.
Whoa.
I mean, you spend time in the gym, but what's wrong with, sharing a little of our downtime with the fans?
Maybe not too much. I don't want too much
Oh, no,
detail,
I'm going to dig. I'm going to dig.
I'm going to dig.
Well, look, I call you, I got two nicknames for you. One is Big Brown, the other is Hungry Eyes.
Hungry Eyes?
Because you walk into a room, the kid knows how to put stuff together. And when I say the kid, I'm talking about you because you're younger and you got some length of bone and you're an alpha male, you're an outlier. You're a 1%er in physicality. So women tend to look at you and go, I want to breed with that guy. and then of course when I'm around they go, wait a minute, why is this guy so funny and interesting though?
But they're like, but it looks like he's gone through chemo.
That's what they say. That's what they say.
Great hair. You do pretty well for yourself.
I
Yeah.
do all right. All right. I sent you a picture of my back, which
You did.
Yeah, you're
That's
not
a little
mad at my
weird, bro.
back.
You got to stop doing that.
Why?
Because I'm around friends and I open up your
So
text
what?
and it's
Why-
selfies of you naked.
Why rob you of my back? All the dents and cords in that
You know what
back?
scared me though? It didn't shock me. I got the picture of your back and I go, dang man, you look like you're in good shape. Congrats.
Yeah.
It was dead serious.
Yeah.
And the people around me who saw it were like, what's wrong with you, man? Are you and Brian gay?
Yeah,
No, man.
and the answer is
no.
yes.
The answer is no. I just appreciate a good back.
That's exactly
That's the
right.
answer.
How do you feel about men who send pics to their to
Brian
girls?
wants to tell, so I have this buddy. He's been on a dry spout for sure in the ladies department.
Yeah, I wonder
so
why.
I'm not going to mention any
I
names.
wonder
Yeah, I'm not
why.
going to mention any names. You would know him. And so I hook him up with this girl from one of my gyms that I attend.
Yeah.
And I felt like it was a perfect match.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we're on Loveline right now. This is Fighter and the Kid Loveline edition.
It's the
right
Loveline
now.
edition.
This is what we're doing right now, right?
Yes.
You're who's Dr. Drew?
I have. Well, I'm older, so I'd be
You're Dr. Drew. Yeah, you got more experience.
yeah.
We'll give you that.
All right.
All right. So I hooked this guy.
Professional numbers. Keep
Yeah,
going.
for sure. So I hooked my boy up. I thought it was a perfect match. I was like, $1 million matchmaker. Hook him up. My buddy's a meathead, and this girl is not the type of girl that you're just going to take out and sleep with on the first night.
She's a college girl. She's an educated
He didn't
woman.
realize this.
Yeah.
This freaking dude, which it makes me look bad, I exchanged numbers for him, right? She's like, yeah, whatever, it works, blah, blah, blah. I exchanged numbers. Within an hour, this freaking meathead sends a dick pic to the girl.
What is he thinking, man? And first of all, was his?
I was shocked. I was so embarrassed when she told me this. That's how I found out. She told me this.
What is he thinking? It's like, what are you, a serial killer? What are you doing?
Who the hell you been talking to?
Was it 10 Hut or was it at ease? It was.
It was curious. It was curious. It had one eye up, like, huh?
Okay, so he was
like
half-mast.
It was half-mast, like he was into the party, but not fully. You know what I'm saying?
A lazy. I call that a lazy wang.
You know what? You know what the problem is? Is somewhere along the line he thought he could send a dick pic, and what kind of relationship would that be based off? The very first, you haven't talked nothing.
I mean,
you sent a dick pic.
Freak.
Did you really think that was going to work out for you?
Yeah.
I haven't talked to him since. I text him. I go, really? Question mark. He goes, what? I haven't heard from her. I'm like, yeah. You haven't heard from her. There's a reason for this.
You sent a dick pic, you moron.
You don't even know her last name. You sent a picture of your penis to this woman.
Did you get any explanation for that? Because that's crazy.
No, I don't even want to know. I'll see him later this week, and it's going to be hard for me.
I gotta be there.
When it comes to dating, I would say you and I are black belts when it comes to dating.
Yeah.
This kid is a one-stripe white belt.
No kidding.
You cannot send a dick pic and expect positive reinforcement. First of all, let's just get it straight here. No girl likes getting a dick pic.
No.
Let's be honest.
No,
here.
they don't. No, they don't. I mean, unless you've been...
Unless you're in a different game, my man. I'm still in the game. I'm in the fourth quarter. I'm still in the game.
Yeah.
MVP. You're on the sidelines watching me tired.
No doubt. But by
you're
the
like
way,
Michael Jordan. I'm like LeBron James.
But to my girl, I've done this where she's been in a
your wife.
Yeah, and when she's been in a bad mood.
Well, you guys have been married for how long?
6 years.
And you've been together for how long?
Well, since 2006, technically.
So a while.
Yeah.
Kids, you got 2 kids.
Sure, but
if you've ever seen the movie This Is 40, that is Brian Callen to a T.
That's my
It's
life.
scary.
That's my
You should
life.
get royalties.
I should, man.
All right,
I
carry
watched
on.
that.
So you and your wife.
And I like to do things to her, like where she's kind of bummed out for the day, and then I'll be sitting there in my sweatpants and just all sweaty after a workout or something, and I'll reach in my sweatpants and peel my baby bird out. I'll just peel it out and let it rest in my palm, and I'll go, "Does this make you feel better?" And then she kind of gags and runs out of the room.
No, when you say baby, you're talking about your testicles.
I'm talking about the whole thing.
The whole thing
Looks like a dead baby bird. It's like when it's hot and sweaty and everything else. You ever see a dead baby bird fall out of the nest? That's and I go. Do
so you
like
send
this?
it to your wife.
I'll just take it out in person and show it to her, and that usually clears the room. She usually runs away.
No girl likes that.
No,
there's
and
no
the
way.
point I'm making is that girls, no matter what your status is in the relationship, it's very rare that they want to actually see your piece.
Guys don't realize that. I'm going to do you a solid, fellas. Don't send dick pics of yourself.
Correct.
It's never going to work out.
Correct.
And if I meet a girl within the first week, if she sends me a promiscuous picture of herself, game over. Red flag. Red flag.
Well, that's what's funny.
Let me do you a solid. Red flag.
This is for women. This is what's funny. And I will say this. Men will do whatever they can if they're dating a girl at first to get her to be the biggest slut they can find. Like they want her to do it all.
100%. 100%.
Know this,
That's all the guy's looking for.
If you do what he's begging you to do, typically guys I've noticed are hypocritical, they're old-fashioned, and they're a-holes because what they'll do is actually judge you for it, even though they've been begging you for it.
Well, no,
that's the dichotomy.
If you do that, you're automatically put into just the friends with benefits hookup stage.
Yeah.
It will never go beyond that.
By the way,
within the first week you're sending dick pics and she's countering with her promiscuous pictures, it's never going to form.
I personally call that my type, but a lot of guys can't handle it, and they want to marry their mother, and I think it's a mistake, but that's okay, and I understand. But I'm always amazed at how old-fashioned most guys are.
I'm super old school, man.
Oh yeah,
super old school.
You like a lady.
I like a lady. I open doors.
Yes,
I'm super old school, man.
But
I don't like them paying for anything.
But you put up some professional numbers, and if I may, you've also dated your share of celebrity women. We're not going to mention their names, but is there a difference? Do you find that you're seduced by? I've dated some women who are celebrities, and I would find myself. It's funny because you get seduced by the celebrity, and then once you've done you've created the beast of two backs more than 1, 2, 3, 4. They become just a person. You're contending with.
Man, everyone's at the end of the day, it's just a person. When you lay down in the bed, it doesn't matter what they do, right?
Yeah.
So, as far as dating celebrity stuff like that, yeah, I've been there. Listen, for me, it's tough because my schedule is a beast. I'm married to the UFC, and now I'm married to Fox Sports with the podcast there, and apparently married to you and DJ.
That's exactly right.
So,
hey, thanks for the sound last time, DJ. Appreciate
that was great.
That. If I hear the sounds bad on this one, I'm going to flip out.
Me too.
Oh, by
I'm
the
going to
way,
break all the
we
mics.
apologize to our listeners. I was getting texts like, "Hey, man, thanks so much for recording in a toilet. We really appreciate it." I was like, "I'm going to kill Fox."
Me too. Nonstop, just people talking smack.
Yeah.
So back to the celebrity. So at the end of the day, right, you lay down, all that goes out the window. But with my schedule, man, it's such a beast. Like I said, I'm married to my job.
Yeah.
The schedules don't mix. They just don't mix.
Yeah.
Because I'm always training or I'm out of town, something like that. They're always out of town. They're always doing something. So it just doesn't work. So the appeal goes out the window. And you know me, I hate to be alone.
No, you
hate to be alone.
You more than me.
When I'm chilling on Friday night, right, and I can hang out with whoever, and I text, I'm like, "Yo, where you at, man?" You're like, "Sacramento." I'm like, "Damn, Sacramento."
How about me? It'll be a Monday. I'm like, "You out?"
Yeah.
You've had a long weekend.
Yeah,
Like,
and I'll come out. I'll come out. Have to, man.
Well, it's funny. I think a lot of guys misplace. It takes a man a long time to understand that women just think differently. And the biggest mistake men make in dating is wanting women to think the way they do. Women are different. They have different minds. They should have different minds.
Guys are more about physical, I feel like. Guys are more about the physical type,
Yeah.
the way they look. They
Yes.
have a type, and
Yes.
it's going to be physical.
Yes.
The girl, that's why you see hot chicks with, guys who aren't exactly tens
Yes.
because they can get beyond just the physical part and
They're
like
not
them for
linear.
who they
They're
are.
not linear the
They're
way
not.
men are. I will say this.
Because if a girl's not your type, it's just never going to work out.
Let me say this. Well, I think it's very interesting. I was thinking about this. The UFC, ironically, as a very male-dominated sport and all that, the UFC is a groundbreaker when it comes to female empowerment. And what I mean by that is I'm watching The Ultimate Fighter with Ronda Rousey and Miesha Tate, and what's amazing is that, the UFC is criticized for being, male-centric and, these cavemen. Guess what? Women are now fighting in the UFC, and for the first time, those men are cheering just as loudly for women as they are for men.
100%,
That's
if not louder.
groundbreaking.
If
If
not
not
louder.
louder. And the women I'm watching fight,
Scrap.
they scrap.
Put it on the line.
They
'Cause they-
scrap.
'cause they-
oh my God, is this Chael Sonnen? Ah! One of my favorites. Please come in. We got
special
Chael
guest.
Sonnen.
Brian, please keep your-
No, I'm gonna do some ass kicking. I'm gonna do some ass kissing here.
Great.
There he is.
Veterans Day.
Thank you so much.
How you doing,
What's
pal?
going on, buddy?
Huge
Great to
fan.
see
I'm
you
so
again,
glad.
man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man,
no,
so
it's a
glad
pleasure.
you're
We
here,
met
man.
somewhere along the
We
way,
met
or
him
at least we
Morris.
talked. That's
Met him
exactly
Morris.
where it was. Good to see.
What's up, man?
Hey, good job with Mitrium, by the way. It was a while ago, but I've seen
It's
you.
great. I'm excited. We got Chael Sonnen. I'm doing the talking.
You got this, man. What's up, brother? How you doing? How's it going, man?
Come on in, guys. You guys can come in. It's all hot and sweaty, but
How you feeling, bud? Put those headphones on.
Good. I feel all right. Yeah, it was all right.
I've had better.
They all feel that way. You
Yeah,
know how that
right?
goes.
Oh,
You
yeah.
always become your worst.
I want to start.
Are you gonna do the cliche? It's the best camp I've ever had.
no.
Right?
Well, I'm gonna start with saying that who was my pick for this upcoming fight between Mr. Sonnen and Mr. Evans. Well, and what did I say? Do you remember?
I remember you said Chael.
I got Chael by submission. There, I said.
Yeah,
Wow,
you did.
by submission.
You did.
Well, you just always surprise everybody, and you crack me up because you're always. I know that you part of your talk game is probably for yourself. It feels like you've mastered the psychology of sort of how to deal with all the pressure. But you're always. I don't know if you're going to knock somebody out or if you're going to submit him, or you're just always in the scrap. You find your way.
But you're
through
picking
it.
submission. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
And I hope you're right.
Well, because you kind of for a long time didn't really work the jiu-jitsu game, right? I mean, you're a world-class wrestler.
Mainly defensively. Like I would try to stop it more than lock up my own holds.
Right.
But
I always say what bothers me about you is the fact that you've got a full head of hair, you're a handsome guy, and you can kick my ass, and you might be wittier. I don't appreciate that.
I
funny.
appreciate all of those compliments. Thank you.
Pretty good.
You're as quick as it gets. You guys could, but you could definitely do stand-up comedy, and so could you. I've said that to you. But have you ever thought about doing that? Have you thought about moving into movies after this is all over?
No, I never have. I'm a big fan. I fancy myself as a movie critic.
Yeah,
in fact,
movie
I worked as
critic.
a critic for Wallace Theaters when I was in college a little bit. But in fact, I saw a real piece of crap 2 nights ago.
What
called
was it?
Last Vegas.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
with the
why would
older
you go
guys?
see that?
Great
Why would you go
cast.
see
It's a
that?
It's a great
this is-
class.
No, that
Cast.
movie makes me sad. The
It's
previews make me
awful.
sad. All those old actors, they're all
Yeah.
washed up, and they obviously tricked you, Chael, because
Yeah,
you
they
bought a
did.
ticket.
Those guys
dog.
aren't washed up, though. I disagree.
They're
I
not.
still
They're
think
not. It's not that they're. They're on their prime, my man.
That's probably.
Well, I think Morgan Freeman's the best actor, still the best actor working in a lot of ways. I mean,
I mean, he plays the same role in every movie, but yeah, yeah, he plays
he's
himself
good,
in every
but,
movie.
yeah.
I would say the best actor in Hollywood is Ed Norton. Am I wrong?
Ooh.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. I've hung with him a couple times. I've had long conversations with him.
I'd say
in fact,
Christian
about
Bale.
Acting. Christian Bale's unbelievable. You know what?
He's good. He's good. I'm
You're
just
not
saying he's
feeling
not
that.
the best. No, I like Christian.
I
Bale.
mean,
would go-
Batman didn't do him any
I
justice.
would go Ed Norton. I would go William Seymour Hoffman. I would go Denzel Washington.
That's a very good.
Denzel.
I got to put Daniel Day-Lewis at the top. Personally.
Ooh.
A lot of people do.
He doesn't. He doesn't work enough for me. He doesn't work enough. He makes a movie once every
he's
blue
so-
moon, and he
he's
waits
so
till it's like
anal.
an epic part.
Yeah.
So I mean,
I was thinking about this as an actor. I was thinking about, what he does, and he was talking about it. He said, I stand around, I'm surrounded by 50 utter strangers wearing somebody else's clothing, saying somebody else's words. And my friend I won't say his name, did Lincoln, and he would only talk to you about events as they occurred in 1865.
Like he was Lincoln, right?
It's like,
I've
dude,
heard that.
Relax, man.
that's why he's so good, though. He's so
That's
into
why
the
he's so
role.
good. But he kind of said the reason I do all that is because I'm basically ashamed of being a boring middle class Englishman.
Wow.
And Christian Bale said, they said, why do you lose all this weight and you do all this stuff? He said, look, bro, I'm a man, and I basically wear costumes, makeup, and I make believe. I don't feel like a man, so I
makes
do
sense.
these things to
Sure.
make myself feel like there's. My philosophy is everybody wants to be you guys. At the end of the day, everybody wants ultimately to
Until they get punched in the face.
I understand, but all of us have the idea that we want to be in a cage fighting. That to me is the ultimate expression of at least raw masculinity, right? Then everything else seems to be a watered down version of that. I mean,
That's interesting.
but I mean, when you guys are in it, you're in it. How do you feel? How has your perspective changed? I mean, you were a wrestler. You've always been a competitor.
Well, they say fighters want to be movie stars and movie stars want to be fighters, right? It's usually how it goes.
I don't know. I think all men would like to say they've been in a cage. That's why I love the game.
So.
I think it takes everything.
It takes a lot. You're right about that. It does take a lot, and it's not for everybody. But that's nice to hear. I've lost sight of it. I used to be a huge fan, and I've been in it so long, I've lost sight of it. Yeah, I think your perspective could be right. But that's interesting. Let's go back a second. What you were saying about Christian Bale and those guys doing things.
Well, they're pretending to be someone else,
right? But they also lead
That's
a
their
fake
life.
existence. There's
Exactly.
very few things where you have such a disproportionate amount of effort to wealth. And when you're doing television, that is actually very easy. You're reading, somebody else gives you the lines. There's no
Not to mention, you get 100 takes.
Yeah,
you don't have to hit it. It's
that's
not like
true.
doing live
You
on
don't have
Fox.
to
It's not
be
like a
spot
fight.
on.
I wish I could have more retakes.
And you
fighting.
see those
That'd be great.
actors act out all the time, though. You see them go and behave in some bizarre manners. That's their response to this fake existence that they've been given that they
That's
don't
exactly
really know
right.
how to deal with. And I see that a lot. If you ever talk to a billionaire, somebody that's very successful, they will do crazy things like run marathons and ride 100-mile bike races through the desert. And you ask them why, and eventually it all breaks down to, because my existence is fake, and I need something that brings me back, something that gives me a struggle.
But that's a question I have for you. And I think that goes back to human beings need to be challenged. They need to feel like they're growing. They need to feel like they're contributing. They need to feel like there's a little uncertainty, adventure. I mean, there's adventure to getting into a cage because you don't know what the hell is going to happen. When you finally retire and you've had this great run and you've proved yourself over and over again, what do you think? Do you think it's going to be a challenge? Now, you both have are going to have this career in broadcasting and your personalities, and you're very. I think it's going to get better and better. But do you think you're going to have a hard time fulfilling that sort of rush, that need to compete?
You go first.
Well,
Go ahead.
I'm going to guess yes, but I don't know. I've been competing since I was 9 years old, and I don't know any other way.
Yeah.
And I've had a lot of friends that I went to college with, and when they graduated and they couldn't compete anymore, they became huge fans. Whether it was a football, they'd pick a team, and that's how they lived through them. And I know a lot of guys do that with their children, and I don't think that that's bad. I think that's human nature. But I really don't know how I will respond or what I'll go into.
Yeah, I'm scared.
Yeah.
Because Michael Jordan has like a huge gambling problem.
Yeah.
Because he's like so competitive.
Yeah.
This is all I know.
By the way,
You know
we
what
played
I'm saying?
volleyball. I mean, these little guys, they're all like this. They're all like nerds. They sit behind a computer. We're going to play volleyball. They invited us. They recognize him. He's towering everybody. Game face. No smiles. Game face. Spiking the ball in their face. And I'm like, dude, can you relax? We're on the beach. They're already starstruck. Do you mind? I mean, I had to talk them
played
down.
for keeps,
Oh,
man.
and by the way, we won every game.
Yeah, we killed him. Anyways.
He's one of those big guys that doesn't remember he's big.
Oh,
He doesn't
I don't.
understand
I feel like
that
we're the
he's
same size.
intimidating and that people are going, oh, no. Yeah, I've been around him, and I've seen it's actually one of my favorite things about him as a personality quality, but he does not know he's 250. That's for sure.
It is so true. And I kind of forget sometimes, too.
It was like I was offended when I had to go to the big and tall store for a suit. Remember that? I was so offended. I was like, what? Yeah,
know.
not cool, man.
I know. But
yeah, I just think to feel that competitive, this is all I know, So when it's done, I don't know. man.
Let me ask you this about a championship mindset. I talked to a guy named Dan Coyle who wrote a book called The Talent Code. He went and studied all these hotbeds of talent where, like, for example, there's a small tennis school in Russia. They put out 10 world champions. She's got one court. She teaches in group classes. But he went and studied all these sort of what he called talent whisperers, these coaches that are very good at creating champions, whether they're, they teach the cello or they teach tennis or they teach boxing or, he looked at all these different soccer. It went down to Dominican Republic for baseball players.
For Christ's sakes.
There is a way that a champion talks to himself. There is a championship mindset. There is a way to practice. They call it deep practice, where you practice what you're bad at, where you practice kind of just beyond your ability. You've been competing since you were 9 years old. And one of the things I've always been fascinated when I watch you is your ability to maintain this an edge over your competition. How do you talk to yourself? What is your secret to keeping sort of even keeled on a psychological level? I never see you nervous, bro.
Yeah, if I was to give any advice to anybody, it would to be stay in that moment. Don't look ahead. And a lot of times as athletes, particularly in this sport that has rounds, we'll do what's called taking inventory. You get a little tired in the first round or you get hurt, and you go back to your corner and you think, well, I'm only 1 round in. I'm already hurt. How am I possibly going to feel in 4 rounds? I should just quit now. And, it just look at what's happening right now. This position, this second, this moment, including if it's rest, including if your job is to just take deep breaths and a drink of water. And if you could just get through each moment, position by position, the fight will fly by like that. But if you start looking around ahead, it's a big problem. One step at a time.
And you've had to learn that just through years of competition.
Yeah, I have. Yeah, mainly from failure. Most of the things that you learn, you learned how not to do it and go, I gotta stop doing that.
But there's also a nice balance that you have, and you have this, Brendan, is your ability to not take yourself too seriously, yet you're a fierce competitor. That's what's interesting to me.
Yeah, well, and one thing that you learn with competing is how to lose, and it's the unpleasant part, but it happens. It's a 2-man sport. You got a 50% chance of failure. You got to get up the next day and go to work anyway. If you have a good day at work, what happened? You put your boots on, you went to work. You had a bad day at work, what happened? You put your boots on, you went to work.
Same thing. Yeah.
It's the same thing, and it's all you can do is move ahead. Time only goes in one direction ahead. You can't look back.
What's weird to me with Chael's career? Would you agree with this? When you're in the WEC, you lost to what's his name?
Paulo Filo.
Yeah, Paulo Filo. It wasn't like you're where you're at now. I feel like you just stepped your game up as far as talking yourself into these huge fights.
I think there's a reality of that.
You're by far a bigger star now.
If you ever go back, again, we were talking about actors earlier, but something that actors will tell you is they become somebody they're not. If they don't believe it, they just begin acting it, and pretty soon their body language convinces their mind. We generally work the other way around. Our mind controls our, but your body can also control your mind.
Ali talked about that.
Yeah.
Ali said, people said to Floyd Patterson, said, who are you talking to? And he said, who do you think I'm talking to when
Himself,
I'm saying I'm talking to myself, man. I'm talking to myself. I'm scared to death every time I step into that ring, but I'm talking to myself.
If all you see is Chael from his interviews, people think he's think he's a dick. You meet him, he's like the nicest guy ever.
But he's too funny to
it's a
think that.
persona. It's just he's selling the fight.
Yeah, but if you did a poll, most people like you. I mean, most people, if they see you, get excited.
Brazilians love him.
Yeah, well, but it's come around.
Even then, of course, it's come around.
The people that like me for the same reason that they used to hate me. I'm doing the same thing now, but now they're like, all right.
Even when they
I think
you mean
that's
well.
not just me.
Even when they hated you, bro, you were fighting and you were putting yourself out there. I mean, so it's hard to argue with that kind of courage. It's one thing if you're talking and you're not doing anything, but you were always putting it into action.
I need to hang out with you more often.
Yeah, right.
Can you tell?
Bring this guy in your corner.
You are.
He's
Yes,
gonna be
I
my
can.
corner.
I've always been a fan. I think.
Let's get him out of here. Let's get Chael out of here.
Speaking of, I gotta ask you real fast. What is next for you after your last fight, after Mitch Rowan? Have they talked to you about anybody?
They had all the big names are tied up. So, and I just I signed my new contract on Wednesday.
Congrats.
Yeah.
Good job.
Signing that. And
Must
then,
have a good manager.
Yeah, he's not bad.
We're going to talk to Dana
right?
White tomorrow. We'll see.
Yeah.
Cool. Are you? You are too?
Yeah, we're going to go do a little podcast.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, doing it for
good for you guys.
Yeah, so all the big guys are matched up, so I'm sure I'll hear something soon.
Awesome.
Man.
All right.
Who would you like to see, real quick?
Well, it's hard to say. The heavyweights are busy. I know.
We got Bigfoot Mark Hunt coming up soon. We got Frank Mir, Overeem.
Yeah, those are both great fights. I don't know if Hunt versus
Bigfoot?
is that close of a fight. I think Bigfoot's going to get him down and just keep him there, finish him.
I agree.
Yeah, I think so.
100%.
But we all love Hunt's heart. He's done a good job. He was a guy that wasn't supposed to get as far as he has.
They were going to cut him.
And he's fun to watch.
Yep.
Hunt has a huge fan base. People love Hunt. I've never heard a bad word about Hunt ever from the fan.
Crazy about him. I agree. I think I'm one of them. But I also
too.
recognize his skills versus Bigfoot.
For
I
sure.
think he's going to get.
I agree,
cut.
100%.
All right,
Dog.
off to
Chael Sonnen,
bigger and better
privilege.
things.
Thank you, sir.
gentlemen.
Thank you, sir.
brother.
You're a good man.
Thanks, buddy. Thanks a lot. Thanks, my man.
Chael Sonnen, ladies and gentlemen. That's the caliber of guest we get on the Fighter and the Kid. See if yeah, that's what it is. That's fun.
One of the nicest guys ever.
He's a guy, and I say this.
He's a guy you want to be around, man. He's just
and
super positive.
When you put yourself.
His wife is a dime piece too.
She's a dime piece.
Last time me and him were competing, she was coaching him in the back.
Amazing. Beautiful. I'll let her coach me.
She can coach me, yeah,
Beautiful
for sure.
woman.
Anyways, back
But
to
that's kind of like when you see someone. I always tell people, young people ask me advice and stuff. Look, put yourself in the arena, whatever it is. Keep taking action. You will learn through action. You need good coaching, but if you keep putting yourself out there, he just said you learn how to lose. That's just as important as more important than learning how to win.
Listen.
You always fail.
So when the lowest point of my life is when I was coming off back-to-back losses.
Yeah.
Nogueira, Rothwell. I was in Denver. Literally the lowest point of my life. Could not get any lower. I didn't know what I was going to do. Thought I was going to lose my job. Thought I was going to lose everything in Denver. I left. And from these losses, it has changed my life. For the better would be an understatement. I moved to LA. I'm on a 2-fight winning streak now. My skill set, I have the blueprint to be a champion.
Yep.
That would never happen if I didn't take those 2 losses.
Not.
Which is crazy to me.
Of course not.
It's crazy to me.
But what about don't you find you have to protect yourself against negative forces everywhere all the time?
Oh my God, negative. That's what the world. Sports is based off negativity, especially the UFC. Because you got to remember the UFC. The reason it grew so fast, one of the reasons. It was all based online.
Yep.
You're talking about ShareDog.
Yep.
You're talking about blogs.
Plenty of opinions on ShareDog.
Social media.
Plenty of opinions.
It kind of no one's better at social media than the UFC and the UFC fighters.
Yep.
There's not one sport in the world where fighters, athletes engage with fans via Twitter, social media, Instagram, Facebook, whatever, than a UFC athlete.
Right.
Now, saying that, that's great, but you see all the negative feedback as well. No matter what, I've had the greatest fights in my life. This last fight, I didn't get touched. Didn't get touched. Matt did not touch me. I submitted him. Couldn't win any better.
Right.
That fight, you couldn't have painted a better picture.
Yep.
I guess if I just ran and punched him in the face, he fell down.
Sure.
Whatever. Fight went great. I get negative comments from that. And I was like, damn. I not only did I get negative comments, I got negative comments from close friends and family.
Oh, I love it. I love
From close friends and family.
That, by the way, I had an acting teacher one time who said to actors, if you're trying to get a job, don't go home for the holidays because your own family will kill you. Because they'll be like, how much longer do I have to wait till you get a job? They'll say one thing, or your sister will say to a girl, she'll be like, how, you haven't lost that weight around your hips, and that's it. It'll set you back a year.
Oh, dude.
It'll set you back a year.
It hurts.
You got to
dude.
protect
when
yourself.
it's someone who knows you, and when they give you this criticism, man, nothing worse.
It was funny. They were talking of George Bush W, and they said, you haven't said anything bad about Obama. And he said, doesn't do any good. And they said, but don't you have a point of view? He goes, yeah, but it doesn't do any good. The guy's got a tough job. He's trying to get a job done.
Has saying something, this is what people don't realize, has saying something negative ever enhanced the situation? Ever?
The only time.
Maybe, let's say
you're a coach, yes. But
if you're a coach, if you have a coach, then you have that responsibility.
That's right.
If you're a dude who's not in the business, or you've never been in a fight, or you've never competed in your life,
please,
your opinion literally does not matter.
Well, it doesn't help.
It doesn't help.
Yeah.
But you know what does help? Being positive.
Yeah.
Hey, when I get on Twitter, I get, hey, Brendan, love your fights, man. Your inspiration, bam, makes my day.
Yeah. Well, what about advice for dating? Have you ever given a friend of yours advice, women advice?
I have. I have, man.
Like
dropping
what?
dimes on friends. Most of my friends come to me for the day advice. I told you, I'm a black belt when it comes to dating. We should have had Chael. I'd say Chael's solid purple belt, although he's married.
Yeah, he's married.
He's married, so he's kind of out of the game.
But also, when you look like that, you're Chael Sonnen, you're going to get. It's pretty easy to get. Women are going to be drawn to you.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, come on.
For sure. As far as giving
getting advice from guys who are pro athletes like you, or 6'4", 250. I'm looking for advice from guys who are psychological masters.
I don't know if you want that. You want advice from guys like me. You want advice from a guy who's hit 60 home runs in a year, but also swings, strikes out a bunch.
Yeah.
You want to know how he's hitting the home runs.
Yeah.
Everyone's going to strike out, but how are you hitting the home runs?
Advice?
I'm going to tell you to hit some home runs.
I'm a novice. Give me advice.
Get your damn pencil and paper out.
Dude, I'm looking for this. I like this girl, man. I don't know what to do. I like her. She's beyond me, man. She's like a
Are we going
to
set a fake scenario here?
Yeah,
Where'd you meet her?
I'm a 7. What?
Where'd you meet her?
I work next to her. She works at this gym. She's a trainer,
and you approached her?
I haven't yet. I don't have the guts.
Oh, dang. Well, don't do it via social media. I'll tell you that
Should
right
I send
now.
her a dick pic?
100% send her a dick pic.
All right.
Let me know how it goes. Get back to me.
Okay.
No, you know what I'd say? You got to go with the old school route.
What's that?
You gotta have some balls, man. You gotta go up. You gotta talk to him, right?
Yeah.
But don't be overbearing. Don't ask for a number right away, especially if you know she's gonna be there the next day.
Yeah.
Take your time, man. Maybe you know what I'm saying. Don't rush
Okay,
it.
your advice sucks. Here's
No,
my
it doesn't.
advice.
No, it
Here's my
doesn't.
advice. You ready? I got. Listen. May I?
Yeah, please.
Yeah. I'm not hungry eyes, bro. Okay, I don't walk in with my 6'4" frame and my great outfit and my glasses and my brown skin.
Yeah, you tell him a freaking knock joke.
The kid is a regular guy. I do one of two. This is what I would
Let's
do.
hear this.
Either get him laughing, and if you don't have a sense of humor,
Oh, guess what?
get persistent, break those walls down, show her that you are a bulldog. And there's something about a bulldog and determination. that some women
Man, I
have to give
disagree
into.
with this.
Have to give
Bulldog.
into.
Then you get a
Be
psycho on your
polite.
hands.
No, be polite. Be polite. Be a man. Don't crowd. Learn how to ride that.
You don't want to be
wave.
overbearing,
No, don't be overbearing.
Because you said bulldog. When I hear
Don't be
bulldog, I'm
afraid.
thinking of some asshole
No.
who's just inner grill
Nope.
nonstop.
No, but here's what works. Don't be afraid to compliment her and be honest with how you feel about her. Then pull back.
Okay, Brian.
Right?
Let's put yourself in my shoes, right?
Okay. You're a
me.
girl. Ready?
No, hold up. No,
okay.
we'll
I'm
do
gonna
that
pick
next.
you up. Okay.
No, yeah.
gonna pick
You're me. Let's say you're at some after party, right?
Yeah.
Some big after party, whatever award show.
Yeah.
There's a dime piece celebrity.
Yeah.
How do you you want to get to know her? How are you gonna do it? You're me. I'm the girl.
Okay,
I'm
ready?
The girl. I'm this just dime piece.
Okay, great.
Ass for days.
Yeah. All right. Ready?
Yeah. But I'm talking to someone else. I'm not even. I haven't even looked at you.
Okay. Good.
Confident as shit.
Hi. How you doing? What is your name? I'm kidding. I know your name. I'm a huge fan. Not in a creepy
Oh,
way. Not in a creepy
weird.
Not in a creepy
Nah,
way.
man.
No, not in a creepy way.
I'm a huge fan.
No, not in a creepy way. I just have all your posters. Now, here's my question. Can I buy you a drink or am I being typical now? And your drink, by the way, that you're holding matches your outfit. That's so weird. Did you plan that? Or do you see how quick I am?
Dude,
You're already looking at me.
I had the hungry eyes.
See what
right
happened?
away.
You got hungry eyes.
Thanks, dog.
You see what I did, bro?
Yeah.
Your voice got higher.
It did.
Yeah. You see
Damn,
how
that worked.
Yeah.
That worked like
I don't let you in. I hit you quickly.
I know. I didn't have time to think. Next thing I know, I was staring at those eyes.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, his hairline's pretty
bro.
legit.
Yeah,
Damn,
it
that was
is.
good.
You
I was
see
like, there's
that?
no way he could be 46.
Yeah. No.
No way.
Thank
And
you.
then I'm like,
By the way,
and then it hit me. I'm like, I know where this guy's from.
By the way, I'm what? Yeah.
Fighter the Kid podcast.
exactly.
He's super famous.
Exactly.
Whoa. He knows Brendan Schaub. And then
That's exactly
she would
right.
definitely talk to you.
That's what I say. I go, listen to me. I have no business talking to you. My intentions are not pure. I'm 46. You're way younger. The point is, I was in college, I think, when you were born. But let me finish. Here's the bottom line. If you want to call me daddy, I will pay all your bills. That's all I'm going to say. I know it's creepy, but
See,
that's
super creepy.
But that's your
But that's-
fault.
yes.
You bring the creep out of me, and I'm blaming you. And I came over to scold you for doing that.
Girls,
I don't
if
feel
that
good around
works,
you.
please tweet Brian and myself. If that works,
Of course it works. I'm seducing you for Christ's sake.
did. It
You
did
got a
work.
week. You got
It
slumped
did.
in your
It did.
chair.
I lost. Oh man,
Guys,
that was awkward.
any more questions?
Any more
questions?
dating questions? It's like Love Line.
Don't have
You
a
are like
question.
Dr. Drew,
Dude, don't have a
but
question.
super creepy.
Get them laughing.
Super creepy.
Get them laughing, and put the press on, and then pull back.
What about sleeping with him? What's the time frame here?
I try to close that deal within the hour. But that's me. That's me.
You give him an hour.
Yeah.
You say it's like an hour.
I don't show him a dick
Jack
pic.
Bauer?
I just show him
You
the
show him
real
a
thing.
dick pic and then
just the
under
tip.
an hour.
Just the tip.
Just the tip.
You seen this new belt? And oops, sorry. What's that thing doing? Peeking over the top. That's what I do. That's
See
what I do.
this new belt? You
See
like
this-
these new jeans?
Yeah.
Bam, dick hanging out the front.
There it is. There it is. Sorry about my jeans being so tight. I don't know what this is. What is this? Oh, apologize for that bend.
Oh, this old thing.
This-
This little old thing.
Sorry about this old thing. This old angry thing.
This is ridiculous.
Unfortunately, it makes noise. Ever seen something with lungs? I think it's
It's
breathing.
like Waterworld. It's like Kevin Costner off Waterworld with lungs.
I didn't know my dick could smile until I started talking to you, and I echo.
You. This is super creepy.
Listen, man. Listen, the bottom line is, I think Picasso said a man does everything for a woman. Men climb Mount Everest, they fight bulls, they ride bulls, they do it all for the admiration of a woman. So we may as well talk about this. Look,
Oh, I mean, when
you fight in a cage.
Yeah.
I
do.
Part of the prize
I
in
do.
your mind is, having a house, having a beautiful woman. But there's
That's the
nothing
dream.
like
That's
a
the
beautiful
dream.
woman, bro.
Not even close.
There's nothing like it.
Not even close.
When I was doing my thing back in the day, and I would be on a date with a beautiful woman,
85?
I would say to them sometimes I would say, I just want you to know, I feel privilege that I get to hang out with you because you're the kind of girl that most guys have to fantasize about when they're reading a magazine.
I'm down with that. The problem I have is I love to be around people. I love to talk, right? And I hate being lonely. So girls, they're used to these ass clowns in LA who all they want to do is sleep with them. They're sending them dick pics. They're trying to just sleep with them right away, right?
Well,
I legitimately just want to chill. How about that? How about I just want to chill?
You make a really good point because my friends used to always make fun of me because I would try to establish a connection, but I was interested.
Me too, man.
I'd be at a strip club talking to the girl like
exactly.
deep with her.
I'm the guy who went to the strip club
Yes.
when I was out there filming for something. I was out there for a little bit. You guys can figure it out. I go to the strip club with my buddies. I legitimately was talking to the same strip. I had no interest
Me
physically.
too.
Got her real name.
Yep.
Why she's here dancing?
Yep.
What are we going to do to get her out of here?
Yes.
What's the 3-step plan to
Yes.
get you out of here?
And by
why
the way,
can't you take classes
and
online?
And you leave
during the day?
$300 short. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not there for lap dances. I'm there to help you.
I've always been that
I'm like
way.
Dr. Drew of the strip club.
Yes.
I go in there, I drop knowledge.
Right.
Let's figure out a 3-step plan, get your ass out of here.
And then I go, is there a private room that I can pay extra for? I'm kidding. This is Fox. I apologize. I would never do that.
I've never done
that. I'm not creepy at all. Hey, by the way, strippers, guess what? They're girls. It's not like they're strippers. They're girls.
You know how you
Just
and I
women.
are similar? We don't judge anyone.
Nope.
Most of our buddies do. Like when a girl walks by, somebody like, oh, Brian, whatever, Billy slept with her.
You
hey,
miss
guess
stuff.
what? I don't care.
You miss out on stuff if you judge people.
Well, 'cause you don't
miss
know
out
what
on who
they're
they
going
really
through.
are.
Yeah.
Right. You don't know what
You
they're
don't- you
going
have no
through.
idea
You
the
have no idea what
situation.
their story is.
For sure.
It's such a bore to judge people. You miss it. I always say that to people. When you judge somebody, what happens, what you're doing is you're coming at them with a bunch of preconceived notions. You're only going to see what you've already decided they are and what you've decided to see. What's cool is going at somebody with a completely open slate to see, you know what? Yes, she's dancing on a pole.
Who cares?
There might be something
yeah,
more.
exactly. Who cares? There
Yeah.
might be more. It's like judging a UFC fighter based off watching the Countdown show.
Yeah.
I'm super cocky on the Countdown shows. Yeah, you're damn right I'm cocky on there.
Yeah.
Listen, that's my job. That's part of it. If you judge me based on that, off that, you're probably going to hate me. You get to know me. Pretty dope. Pretty dope.
Then again, Dov Davidoff's joke is if I see a guy with a teardrop tattoo, a bandana, and he's holding a knife, I'm getting out of there because I'm gonna assume he's not there for a
Well,
good
that's
purpose.
different.
Or he
That's
goes,
different.
if a girl pulls her pants down, I see a bunch of blisters. I'm not going to assume she got stung by a pack of bees. I'm going to wear a condom, or I'm not going to have sex with her. Too much.
Too much.
That was Dov
That's
Davidoff's
too
joke,
much.
ladies and
That's too much. You save that for your personal podcast.
All right.
That was
Fine.
way.
We've been talking
too
about
much.
nothing. What about fighting? Have we?
How about Dan Henderson, Vitor? How about that?
Listen, man.
Listen. Hold on. Let me cover this because this is the problem with Vitor right now. He takes so much heat because TRT, right? Everyone's like, oh, if he didn't have TRT, he wouldn't be the same fighter. It's saved his career. Blah blah. I get that. We've been over TRT and PEDs and all that stuff, and we've gone through some of the guys I fight, who I fought, and they've been on it, whatever. Mm-hmm. And I'm totally against it. With Vitor, though, I get he's on TRT, but TRT does not help with your timing.
No.
With knocking people out
No.
like he's been doing.
No.
And with his it just doesn't.
Or even your mindset.
No, it doesn't. I mean, mindset maybe a little.
Okay.
Talk to Alistair Overeem with that.
Yeah.
However, with other guys like Vitor, TRT has helped him physically.
TRT didn't help him.
It didn't
heel
help-
kick
it didn't-
Luke Rockhold.
No.
Didn't help
He
him
is
knock
tearing
out
through
Dan
guys.
Henderson, and Dan Henderson's never been knocked out.
Crazy. It wasn't even a fight. Rushed in there, blasted him. I think it was a left hook right underneath the chin. Then when he goes to get up, huge kick, knocked him out.
He's a legit 85 contender. Who's next for him?
Title shot. Or check this out. Bam! Joe Silva, just helping him out here. Joe Silva. Lyoto Machida's going to beat Gegard Mousasi, and he's going to fight Vitor Belfort.
Musasi's a tough one. He's a badass.
He's too slow.
Really?
He's too slow for Machida.
Really?
He's not athletic enough.
You don't say. He's plenty athletic, my friend. Be
Nah.
careful. Careful, please. Please be careful with how you throw that
Slap
around.
you. So you think he's going to beat Lyoto Machida? I think it's a bad matchup
Lyoto
for
better be
Gegard.
very careful. His timing is excellent. He's got good hands. So I think Lyoto better be very careful. Lyoto will stay out
His
of
first
reach.
cut to 85 too.
Yeah, that's.
Let me help you out there, Brian.
Musasi's a big boy.
Yeah.
Tough
Tighten
one.
Lyoto Machida. So Leo, this is what I think is going to happen. Leo's going to beat Gegard,
Yeah.
and then him and Vitor need to fight for the next title shot. What do you think about that? If you don't like it, I'm going to smack you.
I like it. I'd like
In
to
Brazil,
see,
guarantee it would sell out a soccer stadium.
I wouldn't mind seeing. My prediction is I believe that Anderson Silva is going to beat Chris Weidman.
Okay.
And I'm going to say that on record.
Congrats. On record? Yeah, we got a UFC podcast. Sorry. DJ.
Thank you. And then I believe that Vitor will fight Anderson again. And the question is, will the outcome be any different?
100%.
You
You're
think
crazy.
so?
Yeah. Anderson's
Why?
not going to throw a front kick and knock him out in the
Oh,
first
really?
round.
Why?
Vitor learned from. We just went over this. You learn
I
from your
understand.
mistakes, man.
I
It's not going to land
understand.
again. I think Anderson could probably beat him. Maybe.
What is the
This
game
new
plan for Vitor? You're his coach.
Game plan for Vitor?
Against the Spider. Hard to plan, isn't it?
Well, it's hard to plan.
I know what you're going to
against
say.
Vitor. It's hard
Keep
to plan.
moving. Never stop moving. Okay.
Take him down.
I've seen a lot of really good wrestlers try to take him down, like the guy who was here with us just now in this podcast.
He got submitted with a minute left, but he was doing the right thing until his garage yard Brazilian jiu-jitsu
When Anderson
didn't
turns
work.
his hips, for some reason, he creates huge problems for everybody.
I just think I think we're dealing with a different Vitor, and that would be in Brazil, so the whole TRT thing's not a problem. Listen, if I'm fighting Vitor, I'm only fighting him in the United States, and Vitor is amazing.
He is amazing.
and has the most beautiful. I've said this on air before. The most beautiful family you've ever seen.
Yeah.
They were like all models when I was training with them. It's ridiculous.
I've known. I knew him when he was 19. He's just a.
Whoa! Go back.
Yeah.
Knew him. Knew him like you walked by him in a hotel.
No. I trained at Carlson Gracie's school, and I had many conversations with him.
I need proof. We need
many
pictures of
conversations, and he's just a sweet, good human being.
Great guy, phenomenal guy.
Yeah, and to
Amazing.
see him have this renaissance, this sort of
I
like
love
come
it.
back,
I love it.
master his own mind, and be crushing like that, and what he's done at the end of the day, and here's what everybody should be able to say.
He's 36.
Here's what he's done. Here's what you can say about Vitor. If he retires tomorrow, in many ways, Vitor has realized his potential. He has given it all, and it's borne fruit. He has nothing ever to regret.
This is one thing people kind of don't realize. John Jones beat this Vitor. John Jones almost lost to this Vitor.
I know.
Before. He almost got.
By the
armbarred.
way, I
how
know.
crazy is that?
I know.
Vitor almost beat John.
Yeah.
Probably the closest.
I mean,
besides Gustafsson.
He had him in that arm bar.
Legit. Yeah.
That's where I freaked out over John Jones. I was like, John Jones got out of that and had his whole body.
Beasted out of it. Yeah.
That's
And
crazy.
Vitor had his whole entire body on it. So this new Vitor, man, listen, he's not even in fights. He hasn't been in a fight. He hasn't been hurt. I don't think he hasn't been suspended after fighting. I don't know how long.
Yeah.
Think about the guy. Bisbing, destroyed, right? Head kick.
Yeah.
Rockhold, destroyed.
Yeah.
Spinning head kick.
Yeah.
And then we got Dan Henderson now. Knocked him out.
He's got to be.
Kick.
Is he doing taekwondo? What's he doing with these kicks? They're
know.
badass. That wheel kick is straight out of that's taekwondo, and I'll be showing you what that looks like when we get out of here.
Perfect.
I'm going to show you what a real wheel kick looks like on that
Show me the
that
Vitor
doll we
wheel
have.
kick?
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
film that.
You're gonna film it?
I'll put that on. Instagram
I'm gonna do
for sure.
a wheel kick, and Brennan's gonna put that on our Twitter.
You're gonna do your best Vitor impression on the dummy out there.
Yeah.
Love to see that without you blowing out your ass.
Well, dude,
And those jeans, those tight ass jeans. No, first of all, thanks for dressing up at the Fox Studios. Brian looks like he's 16, getting ready to take his SATs.
Well, dude, I was
He
punishing
has a
tennis
hoodie
balls.
on,
I was punishing
and he
tennis
has
balls.
these U.S. soccer sweats, which are for sure women's,
Dude, I'm a
and
soccer-
some sandals.
You know what? I'm built like a soccer/tennis/fighter. I'm a composite man. I'm very supple, and I'm very elegant yet powerful. And I'm going to show you what my wheel kick looks like. And I haven't done one in years. So all of a sudden, how is Brian 46 and why is he that graceful? That's what goes on in your head and America's head when they see the video you make. So it's about time I get a little respect. And by the way, sorry to say this, that doll out there about as tall as your head. So a little respect if I catch you on the end of your chin. And that's a long chin, by the way. It's a long chin. Okay?
All right.
Okay, sweetie?
I take this challenge.
Yeah. So a little shh around me, a little shh, and a little respect.
Little respect.
Why are you playing with that baseball? You've been thumbing that
it's
baseball.
so small. It's crazy how small this baseball is.
Yeah.
People can't see.
You
it
have
from
small
here.
hands for a man your size.
I have big paws and small fingers.
Yeah, you do. You got delicate fingers, dude. You have violinist fingers. I'm not lying. Why didn't you ever pick up the violin? You have dexterous pointy fingers. You have creepy fingers. I've never
creepy?
noticed that. Your fingers are bad luck, dude. Don't point them in my direction. You got bad luck fingers, bro. You cast spells with those things? Huh? Are you a druid? What are you, a druid? Honestly. You got a cauldron at home?
This is ridiculous.
Do you have some bat blood that you put in a vat? I mean, what's with those pointy
hell out of
fingers?
it.
He's got pointy bad luck fingers, bro.
Hey, first of all, let me ask you
Hey,
this.
don't point them at me.
We got a huge week coming up. We're flying to Vegas on Wednesday. You told Chael tomorrow. You lied. We're flying to Vegas on Wednesday.
Interview the man himself.
We're gonna do
Dana White
podcast from Dana White's office
I'm so
with Dana
psyched.
White, and I'm gonna sign my new contract, 6-fight deal.
Beautiful.
Not a big deal. Relax. I'll buy you dinner. And then the next day, Wanderlei Silva.
How great is that?
Who are you gonna study your words around more, Dana or Wanderlei?
Oh, Dana, I have so many questions for Dana. And
Oh, please. You know what? Can we go over this now? Can we go over a blueprint with Dana?
Yeah.
Don't ask, what's next for Anderson Silva if he
No,
keeps
no, no.
riding?
I'm not doing that.
Hey, are you going to go to Dallas anytime soon?
Is that your impression of the way I
That's
talk?
my impression of you.
Hey,
asking
old
these girls, hey.
Hey, Dana,
I don't.
I'm not just curious if there's any way you know about. What about how come Anderson's so good? And how come fighting is so awesome?
Hey, how did the UFC get started, Mr. Wright?
How long have you had a bald head that's awesome? You fill out a suit really well, but you don't fight.
That's what I checked you say. Wow, your office is really cool, man. You came a long way.
Dana,
I remember watching back in the day. I know Vitor Belfort.
You're super cool.
That's what I feel like.
Bad questions for Dana
Well,
White.
I'm just gonna shake my head. Hey, what's next for Brendan? I'd love to see him get in there with Machida. Well, we're not even the same
and
weight
then
class.
corny questions. Hey, Dana, who do I get to fight next?
Hey, what do you give me a shot? Am I right? Huh?
Worst podcast ever.
Ever. Dana,
Your manager over there is Lex is literally shaking his head, looking at his camera. This has been a nonsense podcast. I apologize to everybody.
I disagree.
No, we had Chael Sonnen on.
We had Chael Sonnen on.
Yeah.
We've dropped some absolute gems for those guys out there.
Oh, like
dating.
your dating advice?
Yeah, take your time, man. Don't be a psycho. Definitely don't be a bulldog, like Brian said, because you end up, if you want to do the bulldog thing, guess what? You're going to get slapped and end up in your room alone masturbating.
What's the dumbest thing you've ever said to a girl? Have you ever tried to pick up a girl and just gotten flat walled, just bang?
God, I'm trying to think.
I tried to pick up a couple girls. I was at a party and I went up to these girls and these girls go, this girl goes, can you move over there and give us a little space, please? I was like, oh, yes, I can.
Sure.
I tried to pick up Daryl Hannah one time.
How'd that go?
Yeah, it got shut right down. I was with my buddy. I go, I'm going to try to pick her up. I was like, hey, how you doing? She goes, hey, and walked away.
Not good.
I tried to pick up
I feel-
Madonna once as a goof at this party. I was like,
I feel like she could beat you up.
I just walked over and I was just like, I want to see if I can like talk to her. I go, you're like a force of nature. I can't believe how good you look in person. She went, and walked away from me.
She went the wrong way with her. She has everyone telling her that.
I know.
Way to go.
What am I going to say? Congrats on all your millions. I don't know. I wasn't into her. I just wanted to see if I could get her to talk to me.
And it didn't work?
No.
Not even close.
I think most people don't see you. They go so inundated with people that they don't even. I mean, Madonna was actually even my charm couldn't. Even my brown eyes, my beautiful brown, my autumn brown eyes.
Well, I think certain celebrities and athletes, they get to a certain point where everyone's kissing their ass.
Yeah, it's a nightmare.
So it's just like, I mean, where do you go with that? You don't want to be around someone like that.
The way to go with Madonna might be to criticize her. She said the one person that she notices in the room is the person that doesn't like
So
her.
I'm kind of, hey, what's up, Madonna? You look like crap. How's it going? Can I take you out?
Hey, Madonna, is that a wig?
Hey, you got some, yeah.
Man, you're old.
Man, you're super old in person. You want to go grab some pizza or something? I think that might be the
She'd
best
like
route.
you, my friend.
I'm sure she would. Anyways, we were talking about people around us. When people get around you, they automatically start telling jokes. And when guys get around me, they automatically act tough.
Yeah.
And it's the worst route to go with both of us.
Yeah.
And we see it, right? When we hang out in groups, all of a sudden, my friends are telling jokes and shit.
I know.
They're telling
I have
jokes.
guys telling me jokes. I'm like, you got to stop right now. I'm going to lose my mind.
And we've been all these dudes with me trying to act real tough. And it's like, oh, man, what are you doing?
Yeah, you know what happens around you is that the like things speed up with guys. Everybody starts getting hyper aggressive and talking about sports,
And
you're
it turns
like,
me
oh,
off.
This is exhausting.
Like, I don't want to be your friend.
Yeah, let's chill.
I met my friend's boyfriend. This girl, good friend. I meet her boyfriend, and she's telling me how he's like in real estate. So I want to talk real estate with the guy, and he's all, other week, bro, at the bar, got out of hand, had to drop some fools. What? What? Why are you telling me this?
You're a liar, sir.
First of all, that never happened.
That never happened.
How about we talk about the real estate market in San Diego right now? What are you talking about?
Yeah.
I don't care you got in a bar fight. You know what? Automatically, when you tell me a story like that, I don't want to be your friend.
Yeah.
I don't want to associate with someone like that. If you have to hype your ego up and act like that's what I want to talk about, nah, man, it's never going to work.
Well, everybody wants
with you, it drives me nuts. We'll go to dinner, and with you, it's like people go in the bathroom, go on their phone, funny jokes, look at their phone, come back out and give us the lamest jokes I've ever heard. It drives me nuts. And I'm to a point where I don't want to bring new people around you. Every friend I brought around you starts acting. I'm like, what the? I've never heard that joke. Why are you telling jokes right now?
Great.
Right? All the time.
I love it. I don't mind. I'm such a sweet kid.
Yeah, you're just a little weird.
Yeah, I am. I'm sorry I didn't dress up. How much time do we have?
10 minutes.
I feel like we're here for 2 hours.
Chael's in and out. Did he big time us a little bit? I'm gonna have to punch him in the face at practice for that.
No, have you guys rolled?
Yeah, we have.
Okay, all right. It's funny how you guys all train. It's like an incestuous pool. It's like
I helped him for his last fight. He helped me with Mitrione, and he is so good on camera, man. He's kind of leading the way. He's the inspiration as far as that goes.
When you roll with a guy like Chael with his wrestling, it must be an interesting thing, like having a sort of an Olympian like that with the Greco and all that.
Yeah, I mean,
here's my question. Actually, I wanted to ask you this.
Obviously, I'm bigger.
But when you bring a guy in for your camp, Misha Tate was talking about bringing an excellent judo person in for her camp,
which is stupid.
Is it stupid because you're trying to get ready for somebody as dangerous as Ronda? How do you? When you bring in somebody like that, the idea is to have them show you their tricks.
So let's say I'm fighting Cain Velasquez.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm just not going to be a better wrestler than Cain. That's his forte. He's been doing it since he's little. He's All-American, whatever, national champ wrestler.
Yeah.
So you want to work on defending you're going to bring
defending those transitions?
Yeah, you're going to bring in, guys who are going to wrestle similar to Cain. But if for you, and guys do this all the time.
But that's what you did with Cyborg. You worked at. You knew he was going to do that tornado guard. So what did you do? Put your hand in his throat.
I worked on shutting down the tornado guard. Jiu-jitsu is a little different. You only have to focus on one thing. As far as Cain goes, I would bring in amazing wrestlers for sure, but I'm going to focus on what I do well, which I'm be more athletic. I have better striking, and I don't. Guess what? If he does take me down, you don't get tired. I cardio.
Or you don't mind being on your back
either. Cardio, great. Let's do it, Cain. Round for round, I'll go cardio with you all day. I'm not Junior Dos Santos. You're not going to pin me against the cage.
No?
Nah. Yeah. I grew up with Shane Carwin pinned me against the cage.
It's hard to deal with, though, with his head in your chest like that, dude.
My daycare was Shane Carwin putting his head in my chest.
What am I doing at the cage when that's happening?
You got to circle off, man.
Circle off, Brendan. Circle.
This is your world. You're going to yell some weird
some
stuff
bullshit like that.
Yeah, it messed up my whole fight last time.
This is your world. I had
down. I hear, it's your world. I literally was like, oh, man, what am I doing right now? And you almost messed up the entire fight.
Oh, no.
I'm just going to throw that out there. Yeah, you really scared me, man.
Circle. This is your world. His head in your chest is your world.
It's super weird.
Bad idea.
Yeah. So this
is your kingdom, maybe. This is your kingdom.
Ooh, I like that. Yeah. I like that. As far as we're getting back to the analyst on some of the fights and bringing in guys like Misha's bringing a judo player.
Yeah. You have to do it.
You have to do it. Your coaches should do it. But when you focus on what your opponent does well and you're worried about what he's going to do, you're usually going to end up losing the fight. And
you are?
And I talked to Mark. I talked to Mark Munoz about this, and I go, man, sorry, brother. He goes, you know what, man? When I was in there, all I focused on was what Machida was going to do. I didn't do what I do well. I didn't bring the fight to him because I was so focused on what Machida was going to do, and that's why I felt
that's interesting.
Guys do it all the time.
Okay, but that's counterintuitive to what I was
thinking. Listen. If you're a world class wrestler and you're fighting a world class striker, and your entire camp, all you're doing is sparring with world class strikers and not working on your wrestling, how are you going to win, dude? What are we doing? You know what I'm saying? What the heck are we doing? It's like me fighting. Let's say Cyborg Abreu decide to do jiu-jitsu, or Buchecha, the number one jiu-jitsu player in the world, or Roger Gracie. Let's say I'm fighting Roger Gracie, right? Fighting Roger Gracie, and my entire camp, all I do is jiu-jitsu so I don't get submitted. Well, no. The way I'm going to beat Roger isn't by just defending jiu-jitsu. The way I'm going to beat Roger Gracie is defend the takedown and punch him in the face. So most of my camp should be based on what I'm going to do.
That's very interesting.
Not what
I've actually never heard that.
Yeah.
I never heard
I
that.
see guys fall in this trap all the time.
But the problem, though, is
you
that
have to have a medium, but
Yeah.
you don't want to just focus on, all right, Junior Dos Santos has a great left hook, so all I'm going to do is defend this left hook. Okay, well, how are you going to beat him?
So Misha then, if she's smart, would be working on how to not get armbarred, which I'm sure she's doing.
She listen, she could work all, let's be honest here. She can work with whoever she wants on defend the armbar. It's not going to matter. Ronda's so damn good at it, and there's no one else in the world who does. She does it in transition. Ronda's not sent up from mountain just going for it. She's doing it as you're getting tossed to your head from her hips.
Yeah.
It starts from there. It starts from an underhook. So if if I'm Misha, I'm not going to put myself in that situation.
Yeah.
Forget defend the armbar, because if you get
Punch her in the
armbar,
face.
because if you get put in the armbar, you're going to lose.
Yeah.
You're not going to defend it.
Yeah.
So throw that out the window. What you're going to do is work on footwork and punching.
Oh, wow.
Striking. That's how you can beat Ronda.
Yeah.
You're not going to beat Ronda by worrying about getting tossed in your face and defend armbar. Because you get there, you're going to lose. No one's going to defend Ronda's armbar. It's too good.
This is so amazing to me. It's so groundbreaking. Watching The Ultimate Fighter, watching this stuff go on, the drama, and then me being, I've never thought, I'm just going to be honest, I never thought as a man I'd be this excited to see two women fight. That's groundbreaking. It's eye-opening for me. It's eye-opening for the sport. It's good. It's badass. It's badass.
It's good. This is the only problem I have with
Yeah.
it. It's good, and I love that you're hyping it up, and I'm sure Fox loves it. But I'm just going to drop this. Misha hasn't won a fight in quite some time. She's never beat Ronda, not even close.
Yeah.
So it's not that much of a rival. There's no rival. For Misha, it's a rival. Yeah, great. You keep losing. For Ronda, it's like,
so
okay.
you think Ronda is a heavy favorite at watching these two fighters? I mean,
not even a fight.
So really,
No.
So you don't think Misha's even in really the same league as?
No, I don't think anyone is. I don't think any
Ronda.
girl is. Ronda is basically like taking Adrian Peterson, bringing him back to 1950, and letting him play football. That's how much better she is.
Is that just because of her physical power? Her
It's her mindset.
Yeah.
She's so much more athletic than these girls.
She is.
And her work ethic is insane.
Yeah.
There's
will
two
win.
people who I'm very close with that can even come close to resembling the same work ethic. Tim Tebow and Ronda Rousey.
Wow.
They train harder than anyone I know.
Really?
Not even on the same planet as any other fighters.
It's amazing.
They make other fighters look lazy.
Really?
Not even close.
Just in her intensity.
I see these other girls' training camps. I mean, I'm not going to mention names. Other girls, right?
Yeah.
Other girls, other fighters.
Other women.
Other women.
If you don't mind,
Yeah,
sir.
Well,
Keep going.
yeah, I'll take a warm hand to your face. Don't ever correct me again.
Sorry, America.
Yeah,
Sorry, all you feminists out there.
So, I see all these other women's training camp, and it's like, oh my God, you have no idea. Because I see what Ronda does. I'm like, oh my God.
She's so intense. She's such
so
a badass.
intense, and she trains so much harder than anyone.
She also is not a good loser. I watched her.
Honestly, I've never seen the show. I don't watch Ultimate Fighter.
Yeah. She's just so intense, and she takes it so personally, and she's so emotional.
And Misha's like, I heard Misha comes off like everyone's loving Misha. I guess Misha.
Well,
I guess Misha beat Ronda for their
miscongeniality.
No. What the hell are you talking about?
In other words, people.
No.
Personality.
Just pipe down for a second. For EA Sports, for the cover, they're having a bracket system where people vote for who they want to be on the cover, and Misha beat out Ronda for the first time in. Misha, you done beat Ronda in anything.
Well, what matters at the end of the day,
and they're saying it's because
fighting.
of the way she's painted on the Ultimate Fighter.
Yeah. I'm not going to get into that.
No. Oh, you don't want to get into it? We have. I'm going to cuss here, DJ. We have our own podcast to get into it. What do you mean you're not going to get into it?
You are so aggressive.
Super aggressive.
Your voice got high.
You're like, you know what? I don't want to talk about the UFC right now. I just don't want to.
You know what I just noticed? One of your eyebrows is out of place.
What do you mean?
Oh, you got a little eyebrow. You got a stray brow, bro. Haven't seen that ever. You got a stray brow, bro.
Comedic judo.
Hello.
What?
Hello. Somebody's letting their face go, huh? Somebody needs a little brow work.
Little brow?
Yeah.
What?
First time I've ever seen you look like my dad for a second. My father lets his brow
You
go.
punched in the face.
That's what it is, huh?
Yeah.
You know what, dude?
Maybe I took a hard right hand and my eyebrow's higher than the other one.
That's a clear sign of age. You're getting older.
Getting older, man.
Oh, boy.
Hopefully I can age like you.
You know what grows as a man? You know what's fun? As you get older, your nose and your ears.
You have a huge nose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your ears are just getting hit.
No, my ears aren't going to grow because of the cauliflower. You want me to I'll rough your ears up in the back.
How are you going to do that, bro? Have you seen my wheel kick? Oh, no, you haven't. You're about to.
You got choked out when with the
You're
love line.
about
You
to
got
see
choked-
my wheel kick.
Sing us out, dog.
You're
Sing us out.
about to see my wheel kick and just be happy it's not against your tiny jutting chin. Be happy it's not against your tiny jutting chin. And keep those bad luck pointy druid fingers out of my way. Please don't point them at me because I don't want 7 years of bad luck. Bad luck. Bad luck. I'm bad. I got to write some songs, dude.
No,
These
it was
improvising
good, man.
songs are
It was
terrible.
good. Firing the Kid, Love Line Edition, Chael Sonnen. Peace.
Hope you learned everything.